gals.
Hello everyone.
And those need to get
Close up.
And here to start on the left hand side, middle and right. First left. You didn't hear?
First left.
Okay, did you hear?
We are here.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you.
Now on the right.
Now straight ahead.
The right.
Center, please. Look up, please.
And look up on the right, please.
Choose love.
No one wants to just choose.
Show us some love.
We chose love. One step ahead, it's okay. One step forward.
And look up on the right.
I'm sorry, can you look up please?
Thank you. And I think now only the director and the actors, please, and the producers.
This is a discrimination against the
Yeah, exactly. Wow, it's so hostile.
Don't remember where the checks come from.
Can you put it a little bit?
So shall we put the only lady in the middle? Put the lady in the middle.
Only lady in the middle.
Now it's the same. We start left, middle, right. Left.
One step forward, please.
One step forward.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Can we start here?
Yes, and here.
Can you all look here, please?
Look up please.
Okay, and straight ahead, please. Just straight ahead. Okay, guys, straight ahead, please.
Look up please.
And look up on the right, For me.
One by one, get this.
Center up. And down. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Maybe black alone.
Okay.
Only black.
Okay.
We go up.
Just down here, left, yeah. Okay, Ben, and now straight ahead. Look up, please. Front, please. Left again.
And on the right, look up. Look up to us.
Steps on the path. Thank you.
And one for me.
You say one for me, but like, is it you? Yeah. Just always come on.
I really like your shoes.
Yeah, shoes are great.
Where's the side?
Can you look here, please?
That's it.
Yeah, can you look up please? Look up please. Thank you.
Brand Anderson
Jordan connects the centuries and the fates of refugees in his film The Stranger's Case, which can be seen as a Berlinale special gala. 400 years ago, William Shakespeare put a speech into the mouth of the historical figure Sir Thomas More, a passionate commitment to refugees. Then there is a leap into the present, Aleppo in the middle of the Syrian civil war. Amira, a pediatric surgeon, and her daughter become central figures in a dramatic story of flight. As Shakespeare called it, The Stranger's Case, the fate of the stranger in a gripping film.
Schauspieler.
Thank you. You may sit. Welcome to the 74th Berlinale and to this very special press conference of The Stranger's Case. It's a huge honor to be hosting such a moving the press conference for such a moving and strong and important film. I'd like to introduce the guests on the stage from my far right. We have the actors Jason Begay, then we have Yahya Mahani, Yasmin Al-Masri, director, writer, producer Brand Anderson. Actor Konstantin Markoulakis. And Ayman Saman. So I'll start with one question, and then we start off with the question over in the front. Thank you. Brand, you started this journey a while ago. You work as an activist. You are extremely involved in helping to at least a little bit reduce the suffering that is happening in the world. Thank you for that. I wondered if you can tell us about how you started this journey to make the film.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you for having us, and thank you all for being here. And thank you to this group, because the film doesn't happen without this group here. These are some of my close friends. God, I'm so emotional today. Maybe it's the cough syrup. I think it's all the cough syrup I've had today. Well, it started around the time of the Arab Spring. I started traveling back to the Middle East and to Greece, and Turkey, and Jordan to try to understand what was going on. And I was just very moved by the Syrian people. And I didn't set out at the time to make a film, just to try to help. And yeah, you've seen the film. So that's it. I think that's the answer.
Thank you. The first question here.
Hello, it's been a great pleasure having you here. It was a very intense film. I would like to address a question to the filmmaker about the way you filmed it. I mean, it's like a mirror-like complex, a puzzle that somehow connects to the end. I'm not revealing the end now to other people that might be not seeing. And I would like to know how much this is inspiration of the puzzle, of the complex, brought you there because you want to describe somehow the whole thing of what the refugee, let's say, context and the refugee situation was in all these countries beyond these characters. And also, I have to address the main character about the dilemma she faces when she leaves from Syria to somewhere else. Describe me, please, this dilemma and the depth of the dilemma. And Mr. Markoulakis, about his own dilemma as a Coast Guard officer, where he is trying to save his life, all the others, and somehow becomes one with the general situation, the general existential great question that there was in Greece. Θα ήθελα να σας ρωτήσω συγκεκριμένα ακριβώς για το πώς βιώσατε αυτό το χαρακτήρα, δηλαδή για το πώς βρεθήκατε σε αυτή την κατάσταση να περιγράψετε ένα τέτοιο χαρακτήρα για ένα τόσο σύνθετο ζήτημα και για ένα χαρακτήρα ο οποίος είναι και τόσο πολύπλοκος, αντικατοπτρίζει όλους τους υπόλοιπους.
Yeah,
Ευχαριστώ.
we don't have Greek translation, sorry.
Yeah, I made already the Greek translation.
No, I know, but yeah, thank you.
My Greek's not as good as my Arabic. Maybe Yasmin, you start, and we'll go to...
I don't mind. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me. It's an honor for me to be here. As a Palestinian woman, it's not easy for me to show up in front of you dressed this way and defending. It's a heavy responsibility. It's crushing for any one human being to totally honor it. I don't think I will have the right words to honor my people. And I don't think I'm going to be able to relay everything that needs to be relayed about what's happening in Gaza. But it's an absolute responsibility of mine to say from here, from Berlin, cease fire now. Thank you. Now, in order to take things home and connect them, I'm here to defend a doctor, a mother. And I think if people can open their hearts tonight for Amira, then we have achieved not only defending refugees, Syrian refugees, but we would achieve defending every refugee and every human being around the world, really, because this movie is really about not othering each other. This movie is about canceling the word stranger and starting to come together as all of us in the room, right? That's what this movie in general is about. Now, my character, what happened once Amira was on the run? Well, she lost everything, right? So who do you become when you lose everything? Who are you? Who are you without your closet and your bed and your favorite chair and your balcony where you watch the sunrise? Who are you without your neighbors? Who are you without your community? Who are you without your memories, your family, your past, your present, and your future? So Amira lost everything, and she became on the run, and her mission was one, is get her daughter out. Because that's what we become when we're parents. When you're a refugee and you have children, you have one mission, is get your kids to safety. And that's what Amira tried to do until the last scene in the movie. Thank you.
You go next.
Well, this part of Stavros, he has a resonance with me for one reason. He's Greek and I'm Greek. And Greeks felt firsthand this amazing, tragic problem that was going on since 2015. Now I portray a fictional character, but actually not that fictional. He's kind of mirroring a true person that we should, in a way, honor. And his name was Stavros Papadopoulos, am I correct?
Kyriakos.
Oh, Kyriakos. Yeah. Kyriakos Papadopoulos. His name was Kyriakos Papadopoulos. There was a short documentary film called 4.1 Miles that was on the Oscars, and it was about him and about the struggle of the coast guards of Greece, of the island of Lesbos, to save and protect people in the sea. Now, Kyriakos, unfortunately, is not with us anymore. He died some years ago. So when we talked with Brand about the film, I watched 4.1 Miles, and there's something that I based, what I tried to do in the film, I based on. In the film, there's a humane way of looking at humans. It's people looking at people. There's no politics and there's no ideology. And in a way, the film and Stavros' view is the same. Stavros is not a hero. Stavros is not a leftist, he's not a rightist, he's not a liberal, he's not a conservative. He's a human being that was, history fell upon him at a certain moment, and he had to do his job. So I love the fact that he doesn't consider himself a hero, not at all. He's a simple man doing what a simple man should do in a time of crisis. Help other people, right? So I want to say something more about the film. That the first job of a work of art is to be a good work of art. Besides the message, if it's not a good work of art, it's not the purpose is not done. Here, I think, because I had the honor to watch the movie in the first stages, I think we have an exceptional work of art, a movie that works, and I hope it will work with the audience too. But sometimes works of art are beautiful and very well made, but they have nothing, no message, no meaning, no deeper morality to convey, to express to the audience. So we see a movie and we say, oh, what a magnificent director, what a beautiful acting, and everything's great. But then we kind of forget. It's all about aesthetics, right? I think this movie, The Stranger's Case, is a very good movie that has something very important to say. And that's why I'm very, very proud to be with you all here today. Thank you very much.
I'll answer the last question. Regarding structure, sorry, Berlin has gotten to my voice. Regarding structure, I just wanted to make a film that was about this very important topic, but also moved at a pace that I felt like my kids would be willing to watch it. And so, you know, I mean, it's not a new structure. It's, of course, like, if you look at movies that influenced me as a kid, Pulp Fiction was a huge movie that influenced me. Very much changed my opinion of film when I watched that movie in a theater in France as a senior in high school. Also movies by David Fincher, and you know, these were movies that made you think, and not always about like the sort of topics that this is about. But it was important to me that I could make a film that would give people the ability to go in and want to see this movie, not just one time, but more than one time, to see what was happening inside of the film. What were the things that they caught in the first viewing, and what did they miss? What were the things that they might see again? The whole point of this movie, and you know, I don't give away the spoiler alerts on this thing, but the whole point of this movie is like, look at things differently. Let's look at life a little differently. And if you'll do that, like, maybe you're gonna see some things that we didn't expect. You know, like, I find this happening to me all the time, you know. That's why I do therapy a couple times a week. But that is the point, is like, we get these biases based on the things that we know so well. And at some point, if you step back and say, well, maybe that's not exactly the way I saw it, then you might see some new things. And so, like, I hope it allows you to have that experience, and it gives you a moment of vulnerability.
May I say something about that? So for me, when it doesn't matter, you didn't ask me, I'm going to say it anyway. I met Brandt when he was about to shoot a short version of this movie, and when I asked him why you are making this movie, he explained to me that he's been trying to make it for 6 years. This movie has been 10 years of Brandt Anderson's life. This guy hasn't been only advocating for refugees. He has been fighting for this movie to be told for 10 years. Some of the biggest casting directors in Hollywood told him this movie will never get made because they don't see how it can bridge cultures. He had to go against Hollywood and against also the indie cinema to make that movie, because what Brandt did, he invented a new way of making indie cinema, making it look like it's a big buster movie, but dedicating the content to indie cinema. We have never seen a story about Syrian refugees told with such production value, and you will watch it tonight and judge for yourselves. And not only he did that, he created an NGO that worked hand in hand with the production on set. He formed refugees, he hired refugees, he gave them a voice in the narration of their own story. He empowered the indigenous people who are the real heroes of this movie, who are the Syrian refugees. So I know my friend is not good at selling himself because that's why he's a filmmaker, but I'm here to sell everybody on my team.
Thank you.
This is a new way of making films, and if Hollywood can learn from The Stranger's Case, I think we are somewhere good for indie cinema, for the future of indie cinema. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe just before the next question is being asked, can I quickly ask Ayman and Yahya to maybe say additional words, perhaps, to what Yasmin was just saying?
Yes, I was also fortunate enough to be involved in the short film prior to the feature film. And, you know, I'm an Arab, and I used to watch the news about refugees, and I was, in a way, desensitized about it, you know. Yeah, another crisis happening in the world. So I was distant from it. And on the first day of the shoot of the short film, we had Syrian refugees telling us their stories of how they fled from the bombing, and it was very moving to hear their stories right before hearing action. It made it a completely different experience for me as an actor. So rather, I'm not just acting some words on a page, I'm actually telling someone's story that's standing right there, you know. And we had the responsibility to honor their stories, and I understood the impact that crisis has on people beyond what you see on in the headlines and in the news. And you know, when humans are exposed to excruciating circumstances, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna steal the last life jacket to save your child? There's no black and white anymore. There's a lot of gray areas that the movie explores, and I'm truly honored to have been a part of the inception of the film, and I'm very grateful for Brandt for telling real stories of real people and giving us as actors this responsibility to represent the human beings that are suffering, that are our brothers and sisters everywhere.
Thank you.
I don't think. Hello, can you hear me?
I think it's on. I think you just gotta speak.
It just doesn't sound like it's on. Okay.
It is.
Okay, all right, that's fine. No, I was just honestly, there's not much to add to what has already been said so eloquently by the other members of the team. What I would say is to bounce off everything that has just been said, including now last by Ayman. My favorite quality in a human being is humility, and the reason why Yasmin had to talk about Brandt is because Brandt is the incarnation of that favorite quality, which is humility. When he approached, what attracted me about this story really was the humility with which Brandt was approaching it. He was telling a story based on research, based on interviews, based on discussions, based on friendships. And I didn't ask him what his, like you did, what his intention was with the film. But he told me at one point, I don't remember if it came out naturally in the conversation or not, he just said he wanted to portray truth. And that's actually, I mean, I love that just because it's something which is yeah, I mean, it's a just admirable, laudable, and so yeah.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. First of all, thank you for bringing such an important topic to the big screen and sending such a powerful message to the world. Thank you once again. So there are so many things that can be discussed within the film itself and the topic itself, let alone the music. Atticus Ross' music just blends in perfectly and plays a great role in this film. So initially I wanted to ask you a question about structure and point of view, but that was partly answered. So, like I said, there are so many things that can be discussed, so I'll have another question. So there is so much ambiguity about the characters, and this is a question probably for the director and also for the characters, for the actors. And especially the biggest ambiguity probably is with the smuggler's character, because he's ruthless, right, in many ways. But then you see him being sweet with his kid. So can you please talk about this character and also other characters and how important the ambiguity for you was in this case? Thank you.
Sure. Well, I think if you take in particular the case of the smuggler. So, like, one of the things that I feel very strongly about in life is that, like, people are not, like, they're not as clear cut as we make them, not black and white. And if you look at someone you think of someone who's good, or who we say is good, they're not good all the time. If you look at someone who's bad, and the smuggler is certainly someone who is like the lowest of humankind. He's sending people to their death on a daily basis. I detest that fact. But he's not bad all the time. And he is someone who people love. You know, there are people who love bad people. Like, you can be a great person or you can be a terrible person. Your kid's probably still going to love you, you know. May at some point have to say, I can't be with what you do, but they're still going to love you. You're their dad. In his case, his son does not know what he does. You know, doesn't understand it. He just loves his dad for being his dad. Dad brings him cheeseburgers, plays video games with him, brushes his teeth. That's all he knows. So it's really, I think, like, in the smuggler's case, it's like stripping back the idea of, like, you know everything about everyone, or we know everything about everyone. You know, my friend Jason down there always says, like, don't judge people on their bad days. You know, you don't judge them on their worst days. And I think, like, okay, like, he ends up where he ends up, right? Well, we're not sad for him. You know, like, we could probably say in the world of justice, maybe he got what he deserves. But how do you feel about what his kid got? It's horrible for his kid. What happens to him? You know, like, it's thinking through the things a little more than just going like, okay, this is the way it is, and that's the way I believe, and that's all I'm believing. I think that's the point of him. I think that's the point of several of these characters, like, that are played so well by these amazing people up here. Like, I mean, words are nothing until they're played by the amazing actors. Like, but look at the doctor. The doctor is this person saving people on both sides of this war, on the regime side, on the rebel side. You know, she's just trying to save people until you take the life of her entire family, and then you try to take the life of her daughter. Well, now all of a sudden she's trying to take your life. You know, so, like, it's just saying, let's look at things again. You know, like, keep looking, and let's see what happens. You
know. Good morning. My name is Mahari Sigit, Africa Refugee News.
Did you say you're an African refugee?
News. Thank you. Because with this film, people will see exactly why we come to Europe. It's not because we like it. We are forced to run away. And your film showed it very... Sorry, I'm emotional. And,
making me emotional.
You know, Eritrea has 350 people drowned in the Mediterranean for this purpose. People forgot about it. And the lady talked about Palestine. This is another tragedy, bigger, because people are dying, people are displaced. But your film has also another, let's say, layer, because you showed us what happened in Aleppo. We know about the white cask, but we never knew that there were two armies fighting their own people to catch the ISIS. Because they forget about this. Innocent people died for nothing. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your words.
Lady.
Can I say something to this nice man?
Yes.
I feel you, my brother. I am born a refugee, a Palestinian refugee in Lebanon. And as a storyteller and artist, I can tell you the future of the world rely on our shoulders, because we are the ones who can tell the stories of the two sides of the world that can live together, because we have experienced it. Be proud and carry your shoulders high and straight, you know? I'm proud of you. You represent the most noble kind of human being, the human being who loses everything and starts over, finds the courage to start over and rebuild and have a life and make life a revolution by itself, a statement. To be alive is the biggest statement, the most noble statement you can do. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very thankful that you're sitting in the room with us today.
Here's Irene of Cinema Arabia, Spain. So first of all, congratulations for this amazing film. We were very comfortable sitting, watching it. And meanwhile, there is innocent people dying right now. That's very hard to know. I feel shame of human beings sometimes. Yeah, this is the case. So my question is for you, Brand. It was difficult to obtain permission to film in those places. And you know what I mean?
Was it difficult to obtain permission to film?
Yes, to film in these conflicted areas.
Oh,
places.
You're talking not about the film, just about other things I've done?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I sneak in. I mean, it just depends on where. I mean, you know, I flew over Gaza a couple months ago, and I had permission to do that from the Jordanian military. Going into Syria, I went with an NGO. I kind of snuck in. I had to have a cigarette with a soldier to get in, and I don't smoke. So, but it just depends on where. But you know, like for me, like it's important to me to be able to see it so I can tell it. So, like for this film, like we did the short, and like Yasmin was my amazing partner on the short. Ayman was my amazing partner. Jason came out and helped. Like for the short, we, you know, we did these things, but then I went to Syria after that, and it changed things for me. And I felt a greater like resolution to tell these stories, and you know, encouraged by my great friends. So hard to get permission sometimes, but you know, I don't usually worry. I try to do it legally as much as possible. Sometimes it's not.
Hello, my name is Antonella Montesi. I News Swiss Zurich. It's very difficult to speak now after so much feeling and after my friend Mahari. I want to say he's a column of the Berlinale.
Yes.
He's come here since, I think, almost 30 years. Me, 22, so we know each other. And he brings always a such
I
films.
want to give him a hug.
Yes. I want to get back to some lightness and to the cinema. And I would like, so thank you for the great film and for the great messages as human beings, not only as actors, because I feel today you are more human beings than actors, and that you transmit very well this one. I would like to ask Mr. Mahani, first I have read in your biography, you speak Italian.
Lo capisco, ma io che lo parlo.
Lo capisci, parli romano. He speaks with the Roma accent, but we speak English, thank you, because I'm from Rome. I like all the films, and I like this overlapping history with the chapters. But I like your transformation, because you are everybody is a very good actor, but you are a very good one because we know in your expression, in your eyes, there is something in you working, something you working. You are not designed to be bad all the time. So have you, how do you say, come hai affrontato questa prova? How would you made it? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. To be honest, thank you. What's your name again? What's your name? Grazie, Antonella, per la... Thank you. To be honest, I think you have the luxury of working with a script which has integrated exactly what Brant was referring to earlier, these shades of nuance, right? Nobody's purely evil or purely good. I mean, I can think maybe of one or two people, but you know, we all have that internal, you know, contradiction, and you know, the character is written in this manner, and so I had the luck of having what, from my point of view, was the most interesting character to play as an actor, because of that arc. So it was just a question of going with what was already available in the script, and then following Brandt's unbelievable acting directions, and I won't go on about it because that's off topic right now. But he knows how to hit the nail in the head when it comes to bringing out something, to go back to what I was saying, truthful in the performance. You know, because obviously there's various takes, right? So you go in as an actor, you're doing the first take. Do I look good on this side? Is the light on me good? Oh my God, is it my good profile? And you know. And then obviously that doesn't work, and then he takes you to the side after he has what he needs. He takes you to the side and he gives you a little bit of a nugget of information, something personal, something consequential, something effective, and that brings out some moments of truth.
So unfortunately, we're running out of time, but I would really like to hear from Jason Begay what making and participating in this film meant to you. Oh, sorry, but there you are. I'm here. Yeah.
Well, it meant more to me than most of the work that I do, because I mean, Brand is as close a friend as I could have. And I feel like I've been personally involved in the genesis of the whole experience, from different versions of writing it, making a short, being involved in the short, trying to help him express himself through this thing. And it's very, it's funny, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal for me. I can't tell you why, other than, you know, I love him and his family, and I love the movie, and I'm kind of honored to just be associated with these people. You know, we have a nice little bounce, and you know, Brant and I knew each other, you know, as parents with kids in Little League, And then we ended up becoming closer, and he changed my life when he invited me to go to Azraq in Jordan, which is a huge refugee camp, and we taught the children there apparently want to learn how to make movies, and we helped them do that. And changed, and it continues to change my life. So I don't quite remember what the question was, but I'm just it's just a very personal experience for me. I just feel like this. It's almost like going to, like Bram was like, because I'm busy working, and he's like, I can't believe you came. I couldn't not come. This is like my son getting married. This is like, it's important. It's just, personally, it's a big deal for me. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you. Yes, I mean, it's obvious that you all believe that cinema can make the world a little bit of a better place, at least. I really wish you all a beautiful premiere and many thousands, millions of viewers all over the world. And thank you, Jason, Yahya, Yasmin, Brand, Konstantin, Ayman, Osama, Jonathan, so many of the crew members and friends in the auditorium. To you as journalists, thank you so much for being here, for your contributions. Thank you for the questions, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. See you tonight.